Paltrocast.
A pleasure to be speaking with you today. You look very well rested and energized. Is that because of Electrolit?
Oh, I appreciate it, Darren. Well, absolutely. I mean, it's part of my training regimen. I crave it whenever I travel so much. I really do, because there's so much going on, and there's so many unknowns on schedule. Sometimes you got to wake up early, and then you want to get a workout in, but then you can't get it in. So then when I come home, I always try and kind of get back onto the rails and back into a routine kind of thing. So yes, yeah. A lot of what I drink in my days at home and at the racetrack it's gotta be the electrolytes, the electrolit, that obviously are packed with electrolytes and sodium, because if you don't have that, you're gonna have some trouble whenever it'll accumulate fast.
Sure. Well, my favorite flavor that I've had, I only had when I was in Mexico, which is the horchata flavor. Have you had that before of Electrolit?
I haven't. I need to try. Because my favorite one is the strawberry kiwi. I like the coconut as well.
I think you like the grape too. I'm looking at a grape bottle, so it's in all the flavors of the brand.
Yeah, always.
Well, Electrolit is involved with your participation in the Honda Indy Toronto race that you have up at the Toronto Grand Prix. How does it work in terms of being able to race yet drink Electrolit? Is it the second you pull over you can start drinking it?
No, so actually during the race we have about 750 milliliters to a liter inside of the car that we have available, because man, the races are like 2.5 hours long, 2 hours long. So you go through a lot of stress, a lot of sweat, and it's not located in the best area, because after 30 minutes, it's like drinking hot tea. But you gotta get your electrolytes in during the race and before. So it's actually a combination of everything. Before I get into the car, while I'm in the race car, I'm only drinking it when I'm on the race. In practice and in qualifying, we don't carry that bag because for weight, and obviously after the race is super important on what you eat and what you drink.
Yeah, you mentioned before when you're working out, what sort of workouts do you do to get prepared for a big race like this?
So, for example, today was a big upper day, mostly weights, because the cars don't have power steering, so they're really heavy cars to kind of manhandle for 2.5 hours.
Sure.
So after, for example, I just came from a race in Mid Ohio, and it was 80 laps of just full push. And it was an average of 166 beats per minute for 2 hours. 1 hour and 15 of that was over 175. So that definitely shows you how much of a fitness game it is, even though it's hard to see sometimes. It's because people say, you're just sitting in a car and driving, but it is a lot more than that.
No. And you're doing it without music also, I would have to assume.
The engine is the music to our ears, I guess.
Well, when you're driving and it's not for work, do you have music on, or do you like to listen to the engine?
That's a great question. I don't know. It depends on the mood. If I've got some friends on the car, probably put some music on. But if not, if it's a car with a good tone and some good volume, good engine, I'll be playing with the flappy paddle gearbox a little bit, and hearing it do what it does best, I guess.
Do you collect cars?
Do I collect cars? I have a small small collection, I guess you can call it. I would love to be, and that's what I kind of strive to be. I want more, but it's it's an expensive hobby. So I like to treat myself whenever, maybe if I win a race, win a championship or stuff like that, I'll reward myself that way.
So what's your second best sport? Are you a soccer player?
No, not a soccer player. I enjoy boxing. I actually do boxing for training. But man, I'm horrible at basketball. I'm horrible at golf. I think golf is, I enjoy doing it. I don't enjoy watching it for 6 hours. But I do enjoy kind of like going out, taking in some sun, just, having a fun time with your friends. I feel like it's more of a social exercise for me rather than actually it being a sport that I really want to focus on because I'm just not very
Right.
good.
Well, when you eventually retire from racing, then you could do the celebrity circuit of golf. So
All
that's
right, that sounds good.
and what do you like to do when you're not busy with prep? Because I would have to imagine whatever somebody does for a living, they try and do the exact opposite when they're not working. So when I say, what does Pato do for a living? He's in loud cars moving very fast and has to be in extreme, amazing shape. So my assumption would be that you sit on the beach and you do absolutely nothing and you don't move.
So you got 50% of it right. I adore and am obsessed with the ocean. I love it. I love to scuba dive. I don't like to do nothing. I don't like to just lay there. I recharge by being extremely active.
Oh,
But in being on the water, I enjoy fishing with my mates. Like I said, I really enjoy scuba diving. I like to like paddleboard, get on jet skis, and anything that is to do with just like being outside, being active in the sun and by the water. That is my that is the way that I guess I feel very fulfilled in a way.
cool.
Obviously race cars and supercars are another way, but for me, if I've got 3 weeks off, and at least 1 or 2 of those weeks, I'll probably be at the beach because I didn't grow up with being around in the ocean. I grew up in Monterrey, Mexico, which is all mountains, which they're beautiful, and I enjoy the mountains, but I really love the beach and the ocean and just being in the sun.
Cool. Well, two quick questions and then I'll let you go. And the first one, when you do have control of the music, what is it that you're listening to these days?
Ooh, man, it's a mix of everything. It's a lot of, there's some Spanish songs, there's some English songs, obviously. Not a lot of rap. It's more like maybe some house music, some pop music. I feel like I'm pretty well rounded in the music aspect. I can hear anything and I can enjoy. I can enjoy good music, but there's some songs where it's just like I just can't do it.
So no metal, unfortunately.
No, I don't mind it.
Really?
Especially if I'm working out. If I'm working out, get pumped, bro.
And then the last question, I don't know if this is going to get a two-word answer or something deep and philosophical, but when I look at everything that you've accomplished at such a young age, you're very entrepreneurial besides being very talented in your trade. Now, is this just the beginning of what you're looking to do? In other words, is there an empire that you have in mind that you're slowly building towards? Because that's the impression that I'm getting.
So I'm fascinated by I really love real estate, whether it is a home or um basically just I feel like I've been very fortunate to experience such amazing like cultures and places with amazing food and I feel like that's the point of life. And I love real estate. I love architecture. I think I need to go to school or back to school if I want to be an architect after I retire.
You do.
So I think I can stick more into like, I don't know, just learning a bit more about just real estate in general. I find that very fascinating and very cool. And I don't know. When I retire, I'm definitely not gonna just retire and relax. I've had such a fast-paced life where I don't know. I get fascinated by things like super quickly, and I'm always 100% into it. I'm never kind of half-assed doing anything. And right now it's full-blown racing with I guess with a hobby of learning real estate. That's how I've kind of learned how to love it and love it more and more and more. But that's a great question, man. I have no idea what's in store. I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's just life changes and can change so quickly. But I'm definitely I definitely like other areas that are definitely not related to racing at all.
Well, here's what I've learned. What I've learned is you're going to be doing great at this event coming up in Toronto. You're working with some fantastic folks at Electrolit, interested in real estate, interested in architecture, collecting cars, working out, listening to music, traveling the world. Hey, I think I'm learning here. If I want to know what's coming up from you, I'd follow you on Instagram. That's correct?
Yeah.
So where do we follow you on Instagram?
So I am the exact same handle everywhere: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Patricio Award all together. And follow my diary, I guess.
Paltrocast.